Hello everyone, Vrilex here. I'm doing this video just to point out, in case anyone missed it, rapper B.o.B has recently taken to Twitter with some very revealing tweets. About 1 week ago, B.o.B released a string of tweets referring to celebrity cloning and Donald Marshall. He tweeted, "Donald Marshall for President 2016. I am not a clone. I still have dreams. Clones don't have dreams. They can't gain weight and they can't grow hair. Who are you sleeping next to? If my account gets deleted, cover up. If my plane goes missing, cover up. I am of sound mind and am fully healthy and aware. If any headlines appear about me being crazy or delusional, cover up. You ever wonder why it's illegal to explore Antarctica or the North Pole? Remember, if anything happens to me, cover up. And finally, I am not hacked, just aware." A celebrity publicly coming forward about this is a huge deal, and I think we should all pay attention to B.o.B in the near future to see how this unfolds.
You've put out some very strange tweets of late about cloning. What is it about cloning? Do you want to get cloned, or are celebrities getting cloned?
Yeah, man, I think people should look it up, man. I don't really want to say too much, but I will say do your own research.
You sound like a
and
conspiracy
look into
theorist.
I'm not really a conspiracy theorist. It's no more conspiracy. I know. And so it's really up to each person to do their own research and come to your own truths, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we as people listen too much to what somebody tells us, and we don't actually go background check and really say, you know what, that really don't add up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you really look at a lot of different things and you start to think, and so what I like to do is I like to provoke thought, you know, and provoking thought is the least you could do. You can't make somebody believe something. You really gotta just provoke thought.
Would you like to be cloned?
Would I like to be?
Yeah.
Am I already cloned?
Oh, are you already cloned?
I'd rather not say. But
that means there's a possibility that you could already be cloned.
Yes, there's a possibility. But, you know, I know I'm me because my fingernails look the same and I have dreams still.
A lot of people that find out about this cloning stuff find it very frightening. And yes, it is scary. And a lot of that fear comes from the fact that we've been programmed to believe that we're the only sentient beings on the planet. On the plane. Some people ask me, you know, if the Earth is flat, man, like, are the other planets flat? Are the stars flat too? You can't hold on to old, obsolete beliefs that you've been taught. Like, everything that you've been taught is a lie. It's programming. Shouts out to all the people who bought telescopes and who got, you know, the cameras with the super zoom so you can actually see it for yourself. You can see this for yourself. I also get asked a lot, am I a clone? From my understanding, Donald has seen a clone of me in the cloning center. I am memory suppressed. However, I do have memories of what fit the description of the cloning center and the arena. Some people say, are you controlled opposition? Why are you just now talking about cloning? Why are you just not speaking up on these things? You're right to think that, but take this into consideration. If you're familiar with my song Missing, Dr. Aiden, The Watchers, my New Black mixtape, you know that this is not my first time speaking out. I'm just now learning about cloning. Like, I just found out about it a couple months ago, and I was scared as fuck. When I first found out about cloning, I was fucking terrified. Like, supernatural shit was happening around my house. I was jumping out of my sleep, seeing shit. I got all types of knives and guns hanging out of my mattress and my pillows and shit. Like, I had to beef up my security. I was really scared for my life. I literally had to face the fear of death. I thought that when I spoke out about cloning, they were going to kill me. Like, I swear to God, on mama. The first time that I contacted Donald, there was a tremendous amount of interference. I mean, the footage got distorted. There were helicopters and planes and shit flying over my house. Airplanes. That song was written and produced before I ever got a hold of it. It was actually intended for Lupe. Y'all gotta understand how this shit work in this industry. Like, this shit is all set up. Like, talk to Lupe about airplanes. He'll tell you. Shouts out to Lou. And also, too, y'all need to pay attention to these other celebrities when they're leaving hints. They're leaving clues all over the place. Everybody can't talk. Everybody can't talk because, you know, they got kids or, you know, they made some type of agreement. But pay attention. Everybody who's in this shit or who's in this industry or who has a clone is not evil or malicious. Some people just got born into this shit, like me. So, I'm still here alive. I don't know why. I don't know why I can talk. Maybe it's because I have some type of amnesty. Or maybe it's because somebody extremely, extremely close to me is a Mason. And I'm protected in that sense. I don't know. But if they wanted to do something with me, I wouldn't have even gotten this far to telling y'all about cloning. So to the people telling me, Bob, I fear for your life, y'all don't worry. I'm in good hands. Just continue spreading the word.
When something is just, you know how you just know something is true and you like feel it right here, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what this is how you discern shit. Like, all this shit right here, this is how you discern what's true or not. Like, this is just like your mind. They teach us that our mind is like the shit that figures everything out, but that's not true. This brain controls your body and all your motor functions and all your organ and bodily functions, but this is where you exist. This is your center, you know what I'm saying? So it don't matter what I say or what nobody else say, what the president say, what anybody say. You know what the fuck when you feel that shit right here. That's what the truth is. This is something that I really need to explain, because I know last year I came out talking a lot about cloning, and who that told some, then you go to Evansdale. Yeah, I went to Evansdale. What's up? So last year I started talking about the cloning shit, and I didn't realize until this year that a lot of people don't understand what it is. Like, they think it's just about like copying a person or replicating body tissue, and that's not even. Yeah, I've looked up Planet Nibiru, Planet X, but like, it's not just about copying a person. It's about consciousness transfer, and it started with MK Ultra. And the reason why this is important is because it's a lot of people that are unwillingly participating in this shit, and they don't even fucking know it. It's mind control, and it started with Germany. It started after World War II. All the Nazis were, you know, escorted, VIP'd in. All the top scientists and military personnel were harbored in the United States and South America. And also, prior to that, the Nazis went to Antarctica. And a lot of the reason why Admiral Byrd went to Antarctica was because the Nazis were in Antarctica. Yes, Warner von Braun, exactly. Fucking props, Aaron Badescu. I don't know if I'm saying the name right, my bad. But Warner von Braun is actually he said he actually started NASA, I believe. And on Warner von Braun's tombstone, he has a Bible verse that talks about the firmament. So I thought that was interesting. But so anyway, after World War II, the Nazis went to Antarctica and found this fucking supercomputer. And this supercomputer was I ain't got no lighter. Here we go. And so this supercomputer was already there and under the fucking ice. And it's kind of like that movie Prometheus where they go find that spaceship and it's like a supercomputer already in there. And so a part of the reason why Admiral Byrd went down there was they made it seem like he was just trying to explore Antarctica, but he was trying to go see what the fuck the Nazis was doing, and he got his ass turned back. If you look at that interview, it looks like he's not really telling the truth about what he saw. Like you can tell something is like on his heart when he's talking. Like go look at that interview about Admiral Byrd. And so basically, the Nazis coming to America and South America is what started Operation Paperclip. And it's what started the CIA and the NSA. And so the Central Intelligence Agency is actually like all of the major Hollywood studios. They're actually the CIA, and that's why all this information gets put into these movies. It's sort of like a soft disclosure. Sort of like a predictive programming, I don't know, but like you ever see these movies and it's just like, why the fuck are these secrets in this fucking movie? And it's like, that's why the CIA is behind it, and it's not even just like behind it, like they literally are Hollywood. And so where was I? So anyway, I'm trying to be brief. So basically, with Operation Paperclip, that's what started all the MK Ultra tests and them grabbing people involuntarily, all the missing kids and missing people that were used for MK Ultra. And what they would do is they would experiment with consciousness transfer, where they could transfer your consciousness, and also they could replicate DNA. They could replicate your body. They could replicate your body, put you in another body, train you to be an assassin or fucking anything, and then transfer you, and then wipe your memory and transfer you back into your original body, and you think that you just had a crazy ass dream, and it happens different. It happens different for different people. Like certain people are like kidnapped and kept on these bases, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe they were like they trained them, transferred their consciousness, trained them, put them back in their original body, put them back into society as some Hollywood actor or artist that just pops up out of nowhere, you never heard of them, or a president or a news anchor or the CEO of a huge multi-billion-dollar company. You know, it's they basically brainwashed and made sleeper agents out of all of the key factors, the key integral positions in society, including news anchors. I think that's a huge thing because, as you saw, the whole shit with Al Roker when they said make room for the Holy Spirit and he froze up for 17 seconds. That's some MK Ultra shit. And so basically the reason why I don't know who's on here hating, I'm still finna block you. So the reason why this is important is because it's a lot of people that's involuntarily being used for this shit. So basically a lot of people are involuntarily involved in this cloning shit. And cloning is not just being a clone. It's not like we're gonna give you a new body and control you. It's like that's not what it is. It's the consciousness transfer. It's this breakaway civilization that's been going on for eons and eons. There's no telling if this has been happening for thousands of years or millions of years, but either way, it's a time loop. We're stuck in this time loop because a parasitic infection came and I don't know, it got in here. I have to look up a way to express it so that everybody understands it, but basically it doesn't really matter, like however you want to look at it, a parasitic infection, if you want to look at it like aliens, if you want to look at it like I don't know, but there was basically a parasitic infection and it took over And so they have to feed this parasitic entity and that is controlling this realm. And the only way to end this is to stop feeding the beast. It's to stop feeding the parasite. It's not gonna happen from us rioting in the streets. It's not gonna happen from us marching up to the White House. What's gonna happen is y'all gonna educate yourselves, and y'all are gonna detox your bodies, and y'all gonna spread this knowledge and spread this information until everybody knows, and we stop feeding this parasite, and we fucking end this matrix illusion. So I just wanted to talk about cloning. So if y'all want to look up cloning, it's some people that I've mentioned in the past. There's also this dude named Al Tellez y'all should look up. He has a lot of experiences. There's a dude named Max Spears and a dude named it's a lot of people, but you have to just use your own critical thinking, and it's very simple. It's very simple what's going on. So it's just very complicated to explain it in just a very simple way.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to watch this movie called 13th Floor. The 13th floor? Y'all need to watch that shit. That shit's a very it's kind of like The Matrix. Obviously it's not as good as The Matrix, but you know what I'm saying. It's basically like one of them thought-provoking movies that challenges what reality is. Because if the mind makes reality real, what is reality? What's real can't be defined by external means, because if you read the book Holographic Universe, then you know that all reality we experience is illusionary phenomenon, is auditive, vibrational phenomenon that is sort of like projected through our mind, and the mind is an apparatus for the soul. So y'all should check that out. And so I'm saying that because someone asked me if I'm happy. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy because I choose to be happy. I'm not happy because of any external means. I'm happy because I choose to be happy. And yes, it is illusion. I don't know who said that. It is illusions. Let me break it down, because it is complicated. I'm not gonna lie. The shit is very complicated. And yes, Jim Carrey is very awake. Let me ask y'all a question. Okay, this is how we're gonna break it down. How many of y'all saw Jim and Andy, the shit on Netflix? For the people who have seen it, y'all gotta watch that shit. And he's doing something called method acting, where he's channeling the spirit of some people who have passed. Well, first of all, he's channeling this dude named Andy. I can't think his last name, but this dude named Andy, and he's also channeling this character that was made up. But he's really channeling their spirit and their energy. And if anybody's been watching what Jim Carrey's been saying recently in his interviews, he's talking about how Jim Carrey's just a character that he's playing. He's not even really here. So if Jim Carrey is just a character he's playing, as well as Andy and as well as Tony, who the fuck is Jim Carrey? Who is the dude that is behind the nigga playing Jim Carrey? That's the real question. So you gotta kind of think outside the box in terms of what's real and what's actually happening. Well, look, I'll explain it to you. Everything that your ego is here to protect you. So when people say alter ego, multiple personality disorder, anything, they're merely creations, like that movie Split. Who saw that movie Split? Everything you experience in life, you create a persona for it. Like when you get on the phone and you talk with that. Hey, yes, this is Henry Peacoat, and I'm calling about my cable. And you create this entity. Like everything you do is for survival, out of necessity. And survival are things that you create, that your ego creates. It's like personalities are creations of the ego, and you create them based on out of necessity and survival, and out of trauma, repetition, and symbols. That's how your subconscious mind is programmed. So so basically what y'all are witnessing is that of a is the creation of the mind. So your mind creates all these personalities and entities and different things. So y'all motherfuckers who think that you're not creating entities, you already do it. It's the same reason why people say we miss the old Bob, because that's what I created. You know what I'm saying? The beast mode Bob. Okay then. It's a beast mode Bob. It's a Bobby Ray singing guitar Bob. It's a Bobby Ray bands. He's like more grown and adult. And then there's like, you know, just the regular calm down me, which is still another creation. So it's like 4 different Bobs. If you listen to the Upside Down, point out the 4 different Bobs when they appear. It's all a creation of the mind. And so basically you have these different programs and everything that you do. Your parents are the people that program you, you know, for your survival. You know, don't drink Clorox because you need to survive. And the thing is, you gotta understand that like mind control is not evil by nature. Mind control is simply for survival. Back in ancient Egypt in the pre-Dynastian and Typhonian, they basically needed, you know, they knew it was 3 types of people. They knew it was so they knew it was 3 types of people. They knew it was automatons, people who just go through life, oh, I'm just gonna do what culture does. And then you got those type of people, and then you got the intellectuals, and then you got the spirituals. The spiritual people are composed of all 3 aspects. So they knew that because there were automatons and people who just kind of aren't really there, they're kind of just projections of the mind, they had to program reality for those people. And then the people who got it, the people who knew, the 1% of society knew that they have to program culture so that you know how like you see Indian culture and Chinese culture, and they marry into their family. It's like all set up. Like that's what it's for. And so I'm saying mind control isn't necessarily evil by nature. It's just how it's used. And now, because they've erased the black family and they've erased black fathers and they've made all women, I'm independent, I don't need no nigga. And because they've done all this, they're using mind control to enslave your mind, basically. So that's what it really all comes down to. You know, that's why lately I've been trying to encourage people to stop giving the fucking Illuminati all the power for what happens in the mind, because nothing can happen. You can't experience anything outside of your mind. Everything that you experience is inside of your mind. So fuck the Illuminati. The devil can only operate through your ignorance. You gotta make the devil your bitch. You gotta put that nigga in a skirt. Make that nigga your bitch. That's all I'm saying. Your mind is all. Your mind, everything is a projection from. They actually explain how your pineal gland and your pituitary gland is represents the lingam and the yoni, which in the womb everybody has a clit until it either develops into a man, a phallus, or it stays a woman. So sex actually happens in the mind. And when you have a microcosmic orbit that goes from your perineum up your spine to the roof of your mouth, and then from your perineum up the front to the tip of your tongue. And so when you hit the roof of your mouth, you close that circuit. And so you charge the circuitry between the pituitary gland and the pineal gland, and sex actually happens in the mind. When people say they're sapiosexual, that's why they say that, is because the shit's happening in the mind. And so so basically when you get this energy circulating, that's what unlocks the mind. And they actually explain how we are literally, in the physical form, we are a fallen state of the sacred geometry that happens in our mind, in the most innermost workings of where we're seated at. So your body is like a projection of your mind, basically, in so many words. So I wasn't trying to get that deep, man. I know I lost some people, but it'll make sense. It'll make sense the more you keep hearing about it. You gotta just know. Can the pineal gland be removed? That's a good question. You know, in the book Holographic Universe, they talk about how the physical is just a reflection of the spiritual, and they were removing parts of like they'll experiment on rats and shit, and they'll remove parts of their brain, and they would still be able to function properly without losing any memory or anything. So I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like you might. I don't feel like you could exist without a pineal gland. Like, could you exist without a heart? You know what I mean? So I guess like you have to have the apparatus. Damn, I just died. I guess you have to have an apparatus for your spirit to operate, to animate. So look, the moon and the stars are not holograms to deceive us. What the ancients did, like, if y'all know about the Kabbalah, the tree of life, all of those were based off of the planets, like Jupiter, like Jupiter is based off the god Ptah, and all of these things were like maps to show you about your inner workings. Not necessarily to deceive you, but just a map that this is what's happening. This is what's happening internally.
Cool. So the whole Earth program, or the whole concept of Earth, began as a school for alchemy, to basically discover formulas. It's all based off the ancient Kemetic system and the most ancient occult science, because it's a whole science to spirituality. We wasn't just stupid and just stacking pyramids just for the hell of it. Like, just you know, we had a whole science to this shit. And ancient civilizations knew we would fall into our current state, and all ancient mythology was left behind to teach us how to escape and not get stuck here in humanity. They didn't leave no economic plan or no political plan or a specific diet. They knew this was a counterfeit world from where we really from. You're not supposed to just like make a new religion. I don't get why like conscious people, you know, you feel like, oh yeah, religion is fake. And then you enter into this religion called consciousness and conscious community, and you know, we're all against the Illuminati. It's like, really, the Illuminati is God of the conscious community. And so even the subconscious mind, you can't even make that a religion, like a God called subconscious, and we must pray to the subconscious. It's like all this shit exists within you naturally. The Egyptians knew this with Osiris, the father, the subconscious. The Greek had Kronos. The Greek mythology was based off Egyptian mythology. Even in Sumerian Empire, they had Enki. In Mexico, in the Golden Age, they had Quetzalcoatl. All these things, man, all these things are maps left behind by ancient civilizations on how to escape the fucking matrix, how to release humanity from your heart chakra and to move into the higher chakras, moving the kundalini up your spine to your pineal gland. That is literally that simple, but niggas gotta complicate shit. And the thing is, it's not even just like this. I'm saying this for the people who get it. The people who don't get it, who gives a fuck? The same niggas that's not gonna even actually look to see that that's not what I actually said, It's the same niggas that don't even know history past 400 years. They don't even know they actual bloodline. They don't even know. But that's just some human shit. Everybody's soul is not on the same path. Everybody's soul is not meant to be the enlightened one. It's not about saving the world. It's about being an example through your actions. It's about becoming the world that you want to be. It's not about getting everybody to convert to your belief system so that all of us can live in peace and harmony. Everybody's not here for the same purpose.